Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for checking out Exilestate Comics. I'm Justin. Today, we're going to go back in time. We're going to take a trip with Nathan Summers, Cable himself. We're going back in time. We're starting off in the 1400s in Japan for issue number 2 of Cable. This has been, I want to say that of the X-Men books that have come out so far, this is only on issue 2. But I've enjoyed it a little bit more because I know exactly what I'm getting. It's pretty solid with what this character would have always done. There's no weirdness to his character and how he's acting or anything like that. So I'm kind of on board with what James Robinson's doing with this book. And, we're just going to talk about it here for a few minutes and let you know what is going on, what's been going on in issue 1, and what's happening now in issue number 2 of Cable. Here we go. Now, I will say, though, that if you look at the cover here of Cable issue number 2, we don't actually see any of these samurais in full, silver samurai type outfits or uniforms. No, those do not show up in this issue at all. But it's all right. It's all right. Okay, brief recap of issue number 1, which a lot of people, I heard some complaints about it, like not enough happened, things like that. It was a first issue, so I feel that it was just, set up anyway. This issue, we do delve a bit more into it. We get a lot more information without getting some key information. Now, I'll bring up a pic of the villain soon, and you let me know who you think this villain is. If he's a villain, what's going on? They don't actually say his name in this book. But what happens in the first issue? Cable jumps back in time, right? He's obviously chasing somebody, but he's ambushed by these Ronin with advanced weapons. Their weapons have been enhanced somehow. Now we jump over to issue number... Well, what happens is they cut his arm off. They beat him up and take his arm off because they shoot him with a whole bunch of magic tech arrows. I don't know. We don't know what has been done to these weapons yet. But they cut off his cybergenetic arm, right? Okay, jump over to issue number 2. And we see where these guys get their weapons. First off, we see this villain kind of show up. And I want to say he's a villain because that's just... It would seem that that's what he is, right? It's what we would assume anyway. Here he is. So if you know who this guy is, let me know. Because they don't tell us in the issue. And I don't know who he is. So he shows up, goes to this warlord's castle, and basically says, hey, I have a deal for you. Help me do whatever I need to have done, and I will, give you great power. And the warlord basically scoffs at that, attacks him. He wipes out everybody, burns the place to the ground. That's pretty much how that scene goes. So, bad decision on the warlord's part. He could have taken over the whole country, but no, he's dead, and all of his people are dead. So, because the guy slaughtered everybody. He didn't just stop with who was there in the throne room. I think he just burned the place to the ground. Anyway, he leaves, and from a distance, these other Ronin ride up and see the place on fire. They're kind of freaking out, not knowing what they want to do. They don't want to get caught there. They think that, they hear somebody coming. They're hoping it's not the warlord looking for vengeance or the people who burned it down. Turns out it's the villain guy. They team up with him, get the advanced weapons. They're who... Boom, show up in issue number 1 and ambush Cable. So then we jump a little bit further here. Cable then goes ahead and is taken captor, he's a captor of these Ronin now, and they're, I guess, taking him back to wherever they're going to take him. I don't know. But of course, at some point during this trek, Cable gets free, takes everybody out except the one guy who was holding his arm, right? So, gets his arm, puts it back on, of course, as it's being this bio-organic, synthetic, cybergenetic, add some more words there, arm, it just kind of reattaches magically. So, that was alright. That was kind of cool. But then we finally get a little bit of info, just mainly that this villain, like I said, I'm going to keep saying he's a villain because I don't know, is looking for a certain place. So Cable gets the one guy that he left alive to take him to where he took him. Take him where he took the villain. He stands on this platform with these, runes basically cut into the stone. And it's at that point Cable is then thrust back in time again, and this time he goes back to the 1100s. I believe it was like 1121, something like that. And he is immediately ambushed by some Mayans or some Aztec fellas. And they are, of course, decked out with some future tech wings. Now, what you're seeing here is not exactly the same as what we see at the end of issue 2. This is a preview for issue number 3. So we know that Cable in issue 3 is back in the 1100s fighting the Mayan or the Aztec. I don't remember which one it was. But, you know, you get the gist of it. I can find out really quick. Let's find out who it really was. Where did he go? It looks really cool, though. Mayan. Alright, it is the Mayan that are attacking him now. That this guy has gone back in time again, and he's now given these Mayan warriors. So you want to say that whatever civilization he encountered, like whichever, you know, Mayan center city that he beamed into, or whatever you want to say, then he went ahead and upgraded those guys. So they must have taken the deal that the warlord did not. So key lesson here is if someone from the future or whatever jumps in and says, hey, hear me out, I'll give you great power, at least hear the man out before you try to kill him. Think of a better plan. Come on. Alright. So that is it. That is issue number 2. Cable, let me know what you thought about it. And if you know, like I said, if you know who that villain is, I really want to know, because I don't really know who that guy is. So there's that. Also, make sure you jump over and check out my 100th haul video. There's details in that for a comic book giveaway that I'm doing. That's going to be like a bundle of 10 books. So you might as well check that out. Leave a comment here, like I said, like, subscribe, do that kind of fun stuff. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. Let me know if you like this type of video. And we'll be back, like I said. More stuff. All the time. Comics, all the time. Find something you like to read. Like I said, this is the one X-Men book so far. 2 issues in. I've really enjoyed this one so far. So, I'm on with Cable. I'm down with what James Robinson's doing so far. It's good. We'll see what happens when they eventually bring in other X characters. But, as it is right now, I give this one a solid, we'll go with a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for Cable, issue number 2. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching.